Hey, welcome back to Cosmic Peppers. Today I'm out here beside my tomatoes mainly because I'm trying to keep the birds out right now. I've got some mockingbirds that have been coming through and tearing through them during the last day and a half. It's been horrible. So I got to get something out here to chase them off with. So today's pepper we're going to be looking at is the Buena Mulata. This is coming to us courtesy of Dave the Hillside Gardener from Charleston, West Virginia. And thanks for these great looking pods. So look at these two pods. So the number one thing I think that's really cool about these is if you look at this one, you can see that the calyx here is purple. So you really only, I've only seen that before on like bubblegum style. I guess it shows up here and there, but it's not very common. So that's really exciting. But you can see when we get to a fully ripe pod here that this has gone away and we've got a really differentiation between the calyx and the pepper. It's still got a little, maybe a little bit of that purple coloration coming through. But this pepper is supposed to go through several stages of coloration changes from where it goes from the purple over to the red and change through a variety of taste changes as it goes through this. So I've been doing some research on this pepper, and if you're just here to watch me eat the pepper, you might want to skip ahead a little bit because the research on this has been it's been extensive. I've gotten some stuff from some online websites, and of course, but then the really exciting part is I didn't mean to, but I ended up I wanted to ask about like maybe making something on a website look a little bit better. When I was studying the pepper, and the pepper was introduced by this gentleman, Dr. William Woys Weaver, who is a culinary expert. He is a internationally known food historian, author, and heirloom gardener living in Devon, Pennsylvania. He's a contributing editor to Mother Jones, and he's worked with a bunch of other magazines. He's printed over 16 books at this point in time on food. He's gone over to Ireland to teach people over in Ireland about food, I guess, for a few years. So the guy is definitely been, so, and his grandfather, these were originally his grandpa. So let me just go into it right here. Um, so Most of the history on this pepper comes from an article on the heirloomgardener.com, which I will leave a link to below the fold. These gorgeous looking pods are the Buena Mulata, which translates to the Merry Mulata. Mulata refers to a person of both black and white ancestry. The earliest possible origin of this pepper is a commercial hot sauce from Cuba during the 1920s with the brand name Buena Mulata. The bottle is described as having a smiley mulatto wearing a bandana, but we don't actually know if there's any connection between the pepper or that or not. So that should just be a complete wild herring right there. So I also am pulling information here. So I'm going to get this. The information I'm getting is from the Heirloom Gardener. I'm also pulling stuff from the Horace Pippin's Wikipedia page and from email correspondence with William Woys Weaver. So the history about this pepper comes to us via William Woys Weaver, who is I just told you all about him. So I've looked at this guy's resume, and so many pepper lovers out there may be familiar with the fish pepper. Well, this guy, Dr. Weaver, is the person responsible for bringing the fish pepper to markets. The fish pepper and the Buena Mulata. Both of these peppers were found in his grandfather's seed bank, which Dr. Weaver began thawing out in the 1960s. His grandfather passed in the 1950s. About 10 years after that, he found in his grandmother's freezer in the back of it seeds that his grandfather left behind. Over the next 2 decades, he propagated these seeds and brought back much of his grandfather's previous garden. So the story is that Dr. Weaver's grandfather got most of his rare peppers from his friend Horace Pippin, who was an African-American folk artist whose works featured the injustices of slavery and segregation. Pippin lost the use of his right arm after being shot by a sniper in World War I and took up art in the 1920s as a way to regain strength in his arm. The peppers Pippin was known to give to his grandfather, to William Woys' grandfather, had an emphasis on unusual appearance and special culinary qualities. The only known history of this pepper comes down to a handwritten note on the seed jar left by Dr. Weaver's grandfather, which states that he had received the pepper from Horace Pippin in 1944. Horace Pippin would pass away 2 years later at the age of 58. By the way, Dr. Weaver's grandfather's name was H. Ralph Weaver. I believe that's Homer Ralph Weaver. Dr. Weaver began growing this pepper himself in the 1960s and 70s and became enchanted by its constantly changing colors. At first, he was afraid it was the commercial Aurora pepper, but decided that the Buena Mulata was showier, better flavored, and much older. Dr. Weaver goes on to tell us that the Buena Mulata is an Annuum. Specifically, it is a long, pointed, violet-colored Cayenne. It packs a high-voltage flavor along with its heat, and plants are said to be massive producers. The Scoville rating on this pepper is between 4,000 and 20,000, which is quite a range. So I'm really wondering if seeing the two different peppers here, if we'll see that range being apparent. So some additional information I got through the email correspondence is that Pippin actually had a garden of his own, and that the two of them, the grandfather Homer Ralph Weaver and Pippin, would talk plants back and forth. And some of Pippin's seeds can be traced to a family of French horticulturalists who owned Lilac Farm near Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. And they were the leading supplier of high-end French produce from the 1890s until about 1930. Other seeds came directly from the African community, or African American community, and that's all we know. So we can trace it possibly back a little bit further, but once again, those are things that just could be red herrings, just like the hot sauce from before. So official Buena Mulata seeds are available through Baker Creek. I've seen them on other places online, but I guess if you're looking for the real deal, this is who Dr. Weaver works with to distribute his seeds out to the rest of the world here. The face on their seeds for their for one of his I can't remember the name of the website, so we're just going to skip over that part right there, and we're going to jump right into the pods here. So I do want to see what one of these looks like when we cut it open. I want to see how many seeds we've got inside. What am I biting into here? Let's see if we can get a good smell off it too. Ooh, yeah, that's all right. There we go. So we got quite a bit of seeds here on the unripened purple pod, and we're gonna see how it tastes. We're gonna go ahead and take this whole thing. So I don't want to cut that all the way open. That does have a little bit of a cayenne smell. I could just be, that just already telling me that in my head. So, but we'll go ahead and give this a bite. Sweet and fruity. The heat's coming in late. Really, as I move through the seeds. Swallowed. All right. Wow. The heat, like I said, came in a little bit late. Oh, it's starting to bite across my tongue right now. It had a very light fruity taste to it, not very peppery at all. I mean, the peppery part is definitely hitting me now as it's giving me a little bit of saliva buildup too. I don't know why, but it seems like when I get the saliva buildup, it's like that's where the concentration of all of the capsaicin seems to be, is spitball that seems to wash my mouth a little bit. Woo! Let's see if the ripe one smells any different. Yeah. So, 4,000 to 20,000 Scovilles, huh? All right. Very interesting. This one felt like it had less seeds. So this ripe one right here has a whole lot. The other one was just like chock full, and this one has is barely any. I'm going to take a few from this one with barely any and drop them down here on my notes real quick. Take about 10 of those or so. All right, I got me some seeds to work with now. When I want to get my Buena Mulatas rolling out. Ooh, did one already. Let's go ahead and let's double down on that burn and try number 2. So much sweeter. Very, very much sweeter than the first one. Wow. I really like this ripe one. It's like I think a lot of those fruit notes really got turned up, and it's not as fleshy. Now, yeah, when it was in that purple form, it was very not very, but it was a little bit fleshy. This had a very thin wall on it in comparison, and a lot less seed. Maybe it was the individual pepper, but with the much less seed, that's actually why I decided to go ahead and try to take the seeds from that one, because if I'm going to grow them, that's one of the traits I want to try to get, because not crazy about eating a mouthful of seeds all the time. But both of those were very tasty peppers. Went with sweet. The mouth burn that I'm still getting right now, it's a gentle warmth all across the front, just really from cheek to cheek, across the tongue. Nothing that's gonna like blow you down, but it's definitely hot. If you're just used to a jalapeno, you probably wouldn't go for a ripe or unripe one of these. If you're used to a habanero, then I think that you're probably really going to enjoy this pepper. Spit out a little bit of that saliva there. This is the part of the video that I'm never really sure about, like how long I should hang out. So let's talk about flavor then. I was going to put that on a 1 to 5 scale. Flavor for that one is definitely upwards towards the 4, especially towards the ripe one. I really enjoy when the peppers have a really fruity taste to them. Some of the floral ones are really good too, but some of them, some of the thicker walled ones, just like a jalapeno or something, I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't run the same for me. Okay, so I'm running out of things to talk about with this one, and the burn is staying pretty consistent. I might check back in to sort of drop a note on exactly how long this burn lasts, so maybe check in 5 minutes. All right, thanks. All right, that's had a chance to settle in. Yeah, I'll go back right to that was a, it's got for a cayenne, it's got a lot of flavor, it's got a lot of sweetness, it's got a lot of fruitiness, and it comes in with that cayenne punch that you're expecting. So overall, an absolutely great pepper. Thank you again, Dave the Hillside Gardener from Charleston, West Virginia. Much appreciation for that very delicious pepper, and I've got several more from him that I'll be munching on here in some videos following this directly. All right, thank you much, and thanks for watching Cosmic Peppers.